Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Calirado Kid channel. Today I am excited to finally share what I've been working on in the backyard. This studio shed that I purchased, absolutely incredible. And if you haven't seen the first video, do me a favor, go check it out. It's gonna be here or here, somewhere on the screen. You can check it out and see why I bought the thing in the first place. But now it's time to show you how I have converted this thing into basically a production studio where I can edit YouTube videos and a place where I can live stream. So strap in and get ready because I'm about to unveil the studio shed. Finally, I've been waiting to do it. So I'm gonna show you how I built it and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like now. Let's go.
And first things first, we have to start with a clean slate. Nothing on the walls, nothing on the floor, a studio ready for molding. Now, one of the first things I wanted to do in the new studio was get the speakers mounted. So I picked up these speaker mounts from Amazon, and I decided to go with the JBL 305Ps. These things produce some amazing audio, and it was the obvious choice for the studio. So all I had to do was get the speaker mounts put together, mounted on the wall, get the speakers in, and go from there.
And now the next order of business is actually soldering the XLR on to go to the back of the speaker. So pull the cable out, cut it to length, solder on an XLR, put it into the speaker, rinse and repeat, and then we'll have audio.
Now, as you can see here, I decided to go with powered speakers rather than speakers that required an amp, aka passive speakers. So that means I can actually just wire up the audio cable and then the power is provided from the wall. So in this case, you can see here, I'm making an XLR connector that goes directly to the back of the speaker and not a traditional speaker cable. And once that's done, tuck the cable back into the wall, lickety-split, looking clean, moving on to the next thing, which is getting the TV mounted on the wall. And this is just as easy as measuring to the center, finding a few studs, drilling in, getting it level, and you're good to go. I then wanted to get started on the bar itself. So I got a hold of some metal piping from a friend of mine, decided to go matte black instead of the traditional metal look. So I give it a couple coats of the old Rust-Oleum here to give it that matte black look. And I really like it. And I was also able to get my hands on this High West Distillery sign that I think would look perfect inside the studio. So it was time to get that mounted on the wall too.
Okay, and as you can see, the next step is getting the little mini bar mounted. Now, the steel piping started out this color, and you can see I took it over, did some spray painting, and got it to match the sign. So matte black look, really digging it. And now we're putting it up on the wall. Let's keep moving.
Now for this next portion of the video, we're gonna have to go on a field trip. Recently, my friend Brian and Aaron bought 91 acres of land in Northern California, and we've been doing some trail building out there, and I thought it was the perfect place to grab some wood for the bar top inside the studio. So welcome to Everstoke. It's time to build a bar top.
And we are now out at the property. And down here, if you look closely, come down with me here, we've got ourselves an Alaskan mill. What is an Alaskan mill? You strap a chainsaw to a piece of metal and it's safe? I don't know, we're gonna find out, but we're gonna try and cut a plank for the top of the bar right here. We've got some wood out on the property. We're gonna use the chainsaw to chop a flat section and see how it goes. So watch me, I'm either gonna cut a plank of wood or I'm going to cut my finger off. Either way, it'll be entertaining. Let's go. Got ourselves a plank of wood. Woo! I'm excited about this. Let's check it out. Beautiful color, still in really good shape. We can sand this down, we can stain it, we can lacquer it, we can do whatever we want. It's our own building block. This is going in the studio. What we have here is a piece of wood milled from my buddy's property with an Alaskan mill, brought back here, cut to the right size, I think, and sanded down. Next step, we're gonna stain, we're gonna lacquer, and we're gonna get it looking good. I'm gonna go size it up in there, make sure it fits, make sure it's what I want, and the next step is to make it look even better. Really awesome. Look at that. So cool!
And one minor change here. Once I conditioned the wood, I actually really liked just the color of the conditioned wood. So I left it like that, did polyurethane over the top to give it a little bit of a gloss, and honestly, I think it came out looking really good.
All right, and more good news for the build. The first round of sound dampening is in. These are 1x1, 2-inch thick panels. They're gonna go on the ceiling. They'll be out of sight, out of mind, but what they will do is help negate some of the room noise in here. And as you can see, now that we've gotten more stuff in this room, it's substantially less reverby. So let's get these sound panels up on the ceiling and start seeing the benefits of having sound dampening in your studio. All right, let's go. And these panels look really thin right now, but basically once you separate them, you should let them sit for a while and they should slowly expand. So there you go. These are gonna be going up on the roof.
No. Pretty Caroline, stone cold stunner. She was a winner, started working at the dine. Serves you some reminder to count your blessings, 'cause it's telling fast, telling fast. They'll put you down and leave you dead, don't make them scared. Yeah, it's the ugly truth. How they coming for you. Yeah, yeah, no. Don't you think you're better off where the neighbors don't stare? Maybe you're wanted, looking good for the movie screens, living in make-believe.
And just like that, another piece of the puzzle comes into play. These sound panels from Tonin actually look really good. They're 2 inches thick and 3 feet tall, so they should provide a good amount of sound dampening inside of the room. Once again, time to get them mounted, leveled, and in the studio.
Please, you. Pretty Caroline, stone cold stunner. She was a winner, started working at the dine. Serves you some reminder to count your blessings, 'cause it's telling fast, telling fast. They'll put you down and leave you dead, don't make them scared. Yeah, it's the ugly truth. How they come for you.
All right, and now it is time to assemble the desk. Now, surprisingly enough, this actually isn't really a desk per se. It's a workbench, and I was able to secure it from Home Depot, and they stock them on their website. So for sub $300, you can basically have a little studio setup. We're gonna see how this works. So let's get it built up, see how it looks, and I think this could be pretty rad. All right, let's go.
now that the desk was built and we are nearing the final phases of this build, I figured I'd get outside and start on the landscaping portion of this project. Now, this is going to take some time, but I figured I'd at least get the tarp down, get some of the gravel in, and make it looking good. In the long run, I'm actually going to be installing a deck right out front of the shed. But with supply chain issues, it's taking a little bit longer than expected. But in the meantime, I figured I'd start laying gravel down, at least get started on the exterior too.
Okay, we are now in the final stretch of the studio build. Cable management day. I'm custom making all the cables here to length, to the computer, to the laptop, to all the workstation stuff. All managing it underneath the tables, so you'll see a finished product, I'm sure, but we're getting close, and I'm really excited to just get in here permanently. Yes!
And with the cabling done, it is time to unveil the final product. I am super stoked to show you what it looks like inside of here. And baby, it's looking real good. Now this spot here is my primary editing station. I'll also do most of my voiceovers over here. This, of course, is the bar, with the custom bar top from my buddy's property. I think the wood is looking really good in this room. This absolutely gorgeous sign was made by Byron from Enlisted Trailheads, a fellow YouTuber. Absolutely awesome. And you'll see I reused some of the metal piping here so I could hang my camera bags, laptops, and anything else I need to in the room. And you're probably wondering why I have an axe on the wall. This thing is imported from Germany, and I've been using it to down trees at the property recently. I really like it, and I think it looks great on the wall. Now this workstation here will mostly be used for live streaming. I've already got all the dedicated streaming software on the laptop, so this makes it a lot easier for when I travel just to have it all on one machine. Not to mention having the additional depth of field in the shot with the bar in the background, it looks really good. And remember when I talked about cable management? This is all underneath the countertop. USB hub, network switch, all out of sight and out of mind. Oh, and did I mention I installed some RGB lighting strips along the walls? So when you turn the lights out, this place looks like a battle station. But it looks really amazing as a backdrop when you're doing live streams. Oh, and one final bonus detail. I wired up a switch. It's a switch that powers a light on my microphone stand. Incredible.
All right, and there you have it. This studio shed is now fully operational. I'll be editing from back here, I'll be live streaming from over here, and I am really excited to basically get in here full time now. Oh, and by the way, we actually came up with a name for the shed, and tell me if you like it or not. The Cali Radio Shack. I actually really like that name because Radio Shack was known for producing mediocre electronic content, and that's kind of what I'm doing right here, isn't it? Anyways, if you dug it, hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button and follow along because I have a feeling I will be doing update videos of this shed. There's a few things that still need to happen. We've got a deck going in outside that's gonna happen later this week, and there may be changes in here if I find that something needs to be tweaked. So anyways, like I said, if you dug it, hit the subscribe button, follow along, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for checking it out. I appreciate you. Oh, and if you did dig it, do me a favor, check the link down below, go check out Studio Shed. If you're really considering one, tell them the Calirado kid sent you. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Anyways, thanks again. I'll see you later.